It's been a while since I've done any Java programming, but I understand that JavaScript comments work the same as Java comments. The most basic comment available is the single line comment, just a line of text beginning with 2 characters. Everything from there until the end of the line is considered a comment. It's also possible to do multi-line comments. The starting character is /*. Everything from there until */ is considered to be part of the comment. In the example here, I've shown the comment start and end characters on lines by themselves, but it also works if there's comment text or indeed any text on the line with those characters. The final thing to keep in mind is that single line comments can be appended to the end of lines of code, and in this case everything from the // until the end of the line is considered to be the comment. In a previous module, I talked about JavaScript variables and their weakly typed nature. Variables are declared with the var keyword and don't have a type until a value is assigned to the variable, and at that point the type is inferred from the value. If the var keyword is omitted and the variable is declared just by giving it a name and assigning a value, the variable will be declared at the global scope. It effectively becomes a global variable, and this can introduce some subtle and unintended behaviors and also variable name collisions. So good guidance is just to make sure that you always use the var keyword when declaring a variable. Let's take a look at an example. First thing I'm doing here is declaring a variable using the var keyword, giving it the name street number and assigning the value 49. Because 49 is a number, the variable type of the street number variable will be the JavaScript number type. In the second example, I declare another variable, this time called street name, and assign a string, so the type of this variable will be string. I'm just going to use the type of operator here, which will return a string representing the type of the variable that's passed to it, and then just append the value of the variable. I'll do that for both of our variables here, and then run it. And you can see that, as expected, the first variable is a number with the value 49. The second variable is a string with the value Brunswick. I'll show one more example to demonstrate the unintended global variable problem. A global variable is a variable that's accessible from anywhere within your program. Global variables should be avoided because they introduce coupling between parts of your application that access the shared global variable but may have nothing else in common. Global variables are difficult to reason about, and they're difficult to debug. In my example, I have a function called add that returns the sum of two variables. I'm using an intermediate temporary variable called a, which gets assigned the value of the first parameter. Now, because I've neglected to include the var keyword before a will be declared as a global variable. So my entire JavaScript application will have access to this variable a and the value that's being assigned here. My first test is to add the numbers 1 and 2 together and return the value. I then immediately print the variable a, which as I mentioned, I have access to here because I've neglected the var keyword, so it's been declared as a global and it's accessible everywhere. I then perform another addition, this time 54 plus 18, print the value, and then take a look again at the variable a. And what we expect to see is that because a is a shared global variable, it will have been updated with the value 54. So you can see after each addition, a has the value of the first number that's being input to the add function. I've added this if test which will output a is undefined if the global variable a is not found. At the moment, because I know that my add function is declaring a global variable a, then I don't expect to see a as undefined, and I can confirm that. Now to fix my add function, all I need to do is make sure that I declare the a variable with the var keyword. I'll also have to remove these lines that output the global variable a, because now that a is no longer global, they'll result in an error. Because the global variable a doesn't exist anymore, I now expect to see the value a is undefined output. And there it is.